Alrighty guys, welcome to your third video in how to make a sweet Ajax chat room. And here's a little fun fact for you guys. I actually made this video before, but my microphone was on mute. I must have hit the dumb button. So now I have to make the whole thing again. So for you, of course it's your first time, but for me, I already did all this crap and it's really ticking me off. But anyways, now that we created this file, and what this file does is basically whenever we import it, it creates this chat table in our database. So let's go ahead and figure out how to do that right now. Go ahead to your cPanel, and instead of the database section, which is where we created the database, we now have to add the table to it. So you do that, you manage all your tables and stuff in PHP-MyAdmin. So go ahead and click that, and you can actually do this through code, but this is a very easy way. This is how people typically work with their tables. It gives you more of a visualization instead of, looking at the command line and crap. But anyways, go ahead and click on your database name, and mine was just named chat. So click on your database, and now this is where you can go ahead and create a database manually, and that's great. We can go ahead and do that. However, we have a file already set up, and all we have to do is import this. So on top you have a bunch of little tabs here. If you click on import, then it gives you an area where it says choose the file that you want to import, and if you choose a file and navigate to it, and let's see where I put it, chat tutorials and chat SQL. So just click that, and you don't have to change any settings. The settings should be fine by default. Just go ahead and press go, and now we get a little green prompt. And if your prompt is red, if it has a red background right here instead of green, then what this means is more likely than not you probably typed something wrong in your code. So go ahead and make sure your source code is exactly the same as mine, and I'll have this file available to you guys on my forum once I'm done with all these tutorials. But anyways, now if you go ahead and click on your database name again and you choose structure, then you can see that our table was imported successfully. And the cool thing about this is whenever you have a file, what you can do is you can just go ahead and give your friend this file, and then they don't have to create the table manually, or if you're working with, a team of developers or something. So that's why I like making all of these in SQL files rather than, just doing everything manually in PHP-MyAdmin. But now the important part is we now have a table created in our database, and the table name is chat. So now we can go ahead and add the messages to the table. And just to recap one last time so you guys don't get confused whenever we're coding this thing, it has a message ID, which is pretty much the ID number of each message, and a message is just one thing that the user types a posted on, so it saves the time and the date that it's posted, the username, which is either Bucky or guest88, the message itself, which is the text like, hey, what's going on, STFU, or the color, and also the color of the text itself. So we can actually close out of this browser because we don't need anything in the browser for a while. Now what we need to do is we need to create a new file. So create file, new, and just go ahead and save this as Bucky _air handler.php.